want that setting.
You want the truth this time. You thought I was preaching last time, didn't you?
True. Preaching last time. First off,
Brian Beadle, B-R-I-A-N-B-E-A-D-O. Oh, okay. There's a quote in the back of my Bible that I wrote there years ago that I got from a book written by James Dobson. He talks about actually what he would like the headstone on his grave to say, or what eulogy he would like people to say over him when he comes to his grave. And he talks about the fact that the pursuit of houses and bonds and stocks and cars and things like that is not a sufficient reason to live life. And if you come to the end of your life, you should be able to look at a life lived with good relationship with your family members and fellowship in your church and a consistent relationship with the Lord you love. And that's what our lives are supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about just gathering things up. One of the reasons that I came into missions, and I've thought about even almost being a mobilizer if I ever go back that side, is just to tell single people to get out there and do it. Because so many of us feel like we have to wait until we're married before we can live, just like the Lord wants us to live. And I don't think that's right. What would I say to young men? I would say to young men that it's a great adventure. I mean, look at us now. We're driving through this beautiful game reserve, teeming with ostrich and dung beetles, and we're having a grand old time. And we get to do that in addition to being involved in Christ's work in the kingdom. When I was in seminary, one of the professors used to say, "My greatest fear is not that I would fail, but that I'd be really good at something that just doesn't matter." When I was ordained, I met a guy. He was on the examination committee, and he said, "I really envy what you're doing, because God called me to preach 50 years ago, and I never followed that call. I've been selling mobile homes ever since." And he was really good at it. He was a wealthy man from selling mobile homes, but he knew all of his life he had not done what God wanted him to do. That's a terrible way to have to live a life. So my advice to young men is just get out there and do it, and God will provide. One of the things that we older singles do is sort of protect ourselves from loneliness. We build these little routines that we do. And someone comes over, and I'm like, I'm reading my book. And you get all upset because they broke your little singleness routine. Well, I have to remind myself, no, hello. This is probably someone sent from God to help you, just to be with you, just to be there. It seems like we have the advantage as single people of sinking our lives into the people more. And I love the married missionaries here. They're doing great work. But so much of their life has to be their families, and should be. But we as single people, we are allowed the privilege of sinking our whole being and our whole life into the people around us. And that's a terrific advantage.